secret underground lair, these dedicated heroes discuss the business of comics, industry news, comic book retail issues, and the latest developments from Manage Comics. They are promoters of comics, champions of small business, and four-color heroes. They are the Manage Comics team.
Well. It's been a while. And it's new software, so we're going to have some new challenges that we're going to work on. But, we'll get through it. So welcome to Meanwhile at Manage Comics. I see we've got some folks in here already. So, welcome. And we'll just get started because, it's a busy day. I like to keep these to a tight 30. We'll see where we get today. But I wish I could make that bigger. But I've lost all of my things that let me do. This is great. All right. Let's get started with what we're going to talk about today. So we are going to meet our new side. Yeah, everybody's getting echo. I don't know what to do. We're going to meet Max today, and we are going to talk about comic previews. We'll discuss Omni and talk about what's next. That's great that the echo's back. Oh my gosh. Let's start out by meeting Max. I'm going to bring him in right now, and we'll see whether or not good things happen when Oh, look at that. We've got two people.
Hi.
Awesome. Hey, Max.
Hi. If I don't echo, I can just do all the talking.
You'll just echo. You just echo, and welcome. And I can't just pause the thing. I have to keep it going. This is so frustrating. But it's going to be all right when it's all done, right? So Max, you joined us. You've been with us now for 2 years, I want to say.
Yeah, it's been a little while. Just doing weird data stuff.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes and the occasional ticket or two.
Yeah, so one of the things people might not know is that every week, twice a week, we have to upload data manually to the system. And then we have to babysit it and make sure everything goes in okay. And then we have to fix the errors that inevitably happen. And it's all an incredibly manual process. And you've been doing it thanklessly for 2 years just behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's great. I particularly like when they add something to FFC in 3 days, and we have 2 days to get it up before everyone has to add it to the list. Other than that, there's hardly ever any data issues. It's perfect.
Yeah, I always love when somebody says, this just got added 15 minutes ago. Where is it? And you're like, the data doesn't even exist yet. I know it was announced, but that doesn't mean it exists. So yeah, that's always fun. I'm actually just going through all the different things that I can do here for audio and video, and I don't see a place where I can turn off my hearing and echo. Make sure it isn't anyone who's... I'm wearing headphones. I don't even know what to do here. This is frustrating. All right. So then you joined us 3 weeks ago now, right? Full time?
Yeah.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And immediately came on and helped out by jumping into a bunch of tickets. You worked through the new help, which I guess we should show. I didn't even think of that. Let me just grab that up. So we rebuilt docs.managecomics.com, which I'm just in the process of making available for, it's going to be linked in both of Oryx and Ordo. And basically we just merged the two helps together into one bigger help. And it's a little cleaner. It also has jump off points. So if it's something that's common for everybody, let's say customers and subscriptions, If it's customer management, there might be like a little call out that if you're using Ordos, their customer IDs are sacred. I love that. But if it's something that's like they're pretty much the same, then you'll just see the little call outs where something is different. Which I think should, one, make it easier to update this stuff going forward, but two, also like make it more clear that this is where things are different. Whereas before we had two kind of semi-updated help desks, now we have one that's actually completely updated, which I think is a better thing. So yeah, that was your first job, which I think you learned a few things.
Yeah, a lot of hidden settings that I didn't realize. I've been using Managed Comics myself for basically as soon as it launched on Shopify.
I want to say you
5
were
years
like
ago.
beta user like number 2 or 3,
Something like
right?
that, yeah.
Because
But
you were
there's
using the old site, and yeah, I remember we had some conversations about it. So yeah, you were right at the very beginning.
Yeah, a lot of cool new features that I I learned had been added along the way, and missed my
That's
radar.
awesome. So yeah, in the last couple of weeks, you've really jumped in and taken over the tickets, and like to the point where sometimes I don't even see that things happen. They just happen behind the scenes, which I love.
Good. Yeah, that's the point. It's like the great filter.
It is. And what that's meant is that I could jump in and do this stuff. So I've been working with Mike, who's our lead developer, on upgrading comicpreviews.com. And we've been building a lot of stuff behind the scenes, which we've had to build in like a weird little staging environment that uses all production data, but it all has its own like feature set that we don't show anywhere else. So for example, we have subscription tools behind the scenes, and we have what's new is available everywhere. And the idea of this whole site is to be more discovery based. So it's a lot easier for people to find stuff. We've got really good creator pages that are just getting better all the time. Enhanced series pages, enhanced publisher pages, the monthly catalogs, really fast search. So I think what I'll do first is let's just jump into some comic previews. Just hold on while I jump over to another window. So this is comic previews. This is what everyone out there gets to see. This is our staging site, so you're going to see some stuff that's kind of bleeding edge that you can't see anywhere else. But we have your product pages, and from your product pages we have series pages. And those series pages have a couple of cool things like a reading order and a publication timeline. I always love to use Absolute Batman because it's a good example of a title that's got so much already, 24 issues in. So we have the reading order, which is here, but then we also have all the different printings that happened and when they happened in the publication history. So this one's quite long for this title. We do need to start adding some pagination for some of the stuff that we haven't really gotten around to, because things like Batman and Action Comics can be surprisingly long. But right from here, you can jump right into the latest issue. You can go forward and backwards in issues.
I think you might be stuck on the wrong tab.
Are you serious?
Yeah, sorry.
That's amazing. I am stuck on the wrong tab. It doesn't let you share a window. That's just great. Okay, yeah. Now I'm on. Yeah. That's amazing. So let's just pretend none of that just happened, because it was totally terrible. And the worst part is that I was showing. Oh no, it's okay. I was showing Omni, so that's all right. That's fine. So let's go through some comic previews. So not only can you see a current title like Absolute Catwoman, but you can see all the series information about that series. including upcoming issues and the publication timeline and reading order on it. You can also jump into any other issue and see all the covers, and each one of these brings up all the metadata for that specific cover. So that's all built in here. And there's a lot of kind of discovery tools. So if we want to go and see Mirka and Dolfo's other titles that they've worked on, we can pop in there and see other stuff that they've done. Our creators pages are actually pretty cool. We start off with a top 10 creators, which is currently based monthly, but we're going to make it based weekly. Just we're having a little debate whether it should be, here's a good question for everyone. Should it be based on weekly FOCs or weekly new releases? Personally, I think weekly FOCs makes the most sense because we want to see things that are changing, and the idea is to like surface the hottest stuff, right? So with FOCs, that's when you still have the ability to order the thing. So let's show them that thing. Whereas with new releases, it's like you're kind of late. I do want to show like the hottest new releases, the hottest FOC, and the hottest like overall stuff, but we're gonna kind of subdivide those things a little bit differently. Yeah, so we've got this week we've got Absolute Green Arrow up there. We've got Jim Lee, and then if I click through this, it's going to take us to Pornsak Pishat, his like creator page. So yeah, these things are still works in progress as we kind of make the data better, but every week I'm finding that it's getting a little bit better. Then let's talk a little bit about the actual store site. So every store that uses Managed Comics is going to get a comic preview site, and it's going to be like your subdomain. So it's bobscomics.subscribotron.com. It'll be comicpreviews.com. So everybody will be subdomained there, and all the same features are available except ding ding ding, all of our subscription stuff is here now. So right now this is pretty simple. All I can do is end a subscription or save my changes. I can special order an extra copy of a thing, that kind of stuff. But we've got plans in the works to be able to change out a cover, to stop an issue at stop a subscription at a specific issue, or start a subscription at a specific issue. But we just want to kind of simplify this for launch, and then we'll tweak it over time. So yeah, and then I can actually see my list and see everything that is being pulled for me. And I can go in and edit something to end it. Everything is still going to be tied to the FOCs, and you won't be able to add something after an FOC or delete it before an FOC. So some of this stuff is still like just being kind of finally tweaked, but it's getting pretty close. And then this is my favorite. You can look at it through grid or a detail view where you can see everything that's coming up. But the idea is really we've got your series, and then we've got the next issue that will be pulled for you, and the release date of that issue. So there's a little more information here than what we have in the existing Managed Comics, but it's still pretty clear, I think. This by date. Oh, this shows you what's coming out based on release dates. Looks like it's in reverse order right now. And then we've also got inactive titles. So these are things that you may have deleted or that have just kind of dropped off because they're over. So you'll be able to kind of reference those things in the future. These are still important to people because we do things like cloning where, when Amazing Spider-Man inevitably ends, Amazing Spider-Man will start. So you kind of need to have that historical stuff so that a retailer can go back and subscribe to the next one. Let's see. Do we get any questions here that I should look at? Let's see. I don't have a second mic going, I assure you. Well, that's fun. Whenever somebody comments, it like rescans you to the top. This might be the last time that I ever use this. I was hoping to have an FOC list and hopefully have that sortable by publisher or alphabetical, depending on customer's preference. Yeah, that's totally. FOC lists are totally there. I can go to our weekly or our main page, and there's it's. Am I on? No, I just hit products. So if I scroll down to final order cutoff, we can sort this however you want. So if you want to just see comics, and let's say just see the Dark Horse comics for this week, that's what you're going to see. Or you just want to see what's available from Boom, it's going to show you just the Boom titles. Let's just look at DC this week. So that's the FOC stuff that's currently available for DC this week, just comics. Yeah. And this is a different database than our regular, so I think it's missing a few things, but it's looking pretty close. So if I pull on graphic novels and comics, yeah. I think one of the things that we've got that I think we didn't turn on is the ability to turn on all covers, because right now it only shows, by default, we're only showing the A covers for anything, just because it gets so overwhelming when you get like 300 different covers. So I know that there's a toggle somewhere to show all covers as well. Challenges says, when do the store preview pages? Patience. I'm not there yet. So that's kind of where we are right now with the front end tools. But then the second part of this whole thing is, of course, we also have the data structure. So this has been a complete rebuild of Managed Comics from the admin side as well. So GeekFetch is going away, and we'll be replacing everything with Omni. Omni has its own data tools that we can use now, which gives us a lot better data matching, which also will allow us to solve issues before they get to the stores and customers. So when we do so every night at midnight, everything is going to get ingested, and then when we come in the morning, there'll be a series of things that we'll have to look at. So that will help us get stuff in better. But I think we're also going to be able to like push a promotion. So like, let's say that for whatever reason, Lunar updates something at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We don't have to wait until the next night at midnight. We can just pull that stuff in and update it. It's also giving us a lot of kind of tools to better tie things together. So this is why we can finally have creator pages, because we were able to take Chip Zdarsky and merge his, I can't remember, it was something like 23 different Chip Zdarskys that were out there, merge them all into one. We have the same ability now with series, where when series get crazy, so for an example is like, if Image has more than 10 covers, they spin up a new series code, UPC code, which on our side triggers bad stuff. So now we have the ability to merge all those things together automatically and not require manual stuff. And this is also going to give us the ability to do a lot of feature enhancements, including some editorial stuff that Max and I are talking about, so that we can start to get things surfaced in a better way. Because really the idea of comic previews is it's going to be a better way to discover comics. It's kind of our answer to what we always wished Previews World could have been. And then there's also Omni for retailers. So we will be moving first Oryx and eventually Ordo over to Omni. So everybody will be under one code base when we're done this thing. Oh, those are not the words that I meant to talk about here. But there's basically just like a total revamp of the retailer tools. And we're going to jump into some of those right now. Getting better at finding things. It'd be way better if I could actually have the things the right way. So this is Bob's Comics dashboard. So when you come in, you'll have a dashboard now. I'm working on like augmenting this because we also want to have things about recent customer changes. We've already got our pre-orders, so I've got some pre-orders that need to be approved. I can go through and approve the pre-orders. I just know how many customers, active subscribers, active pre-orders, inactive series there are, how many locations my store has. My customers' pages are a little different, but they still have the same information that we used to have. Easy to add and update subscriptions. We have the series page now that can look through all of the individual series with the subscriptions for those series. So if I want to look at Absolute Batman, I'll see all my subscribers on Absolute Batman, as well as upcoming issues of Absolute Batman. And I'm going to also see like which distributors this is available from. Oh, that's actually a key piece. So we completely rethought kind of I'll stop this thing for now. We also had to rethink distribution. Managed Comics Classic and 2.0 even were all built on the concept that Diamond would never go away. And then Diamond went away. And when Diamond went away, it caused all kinds of unintended consequences that we didn't think of. So we basically are now building it so that any distributor can go away and it won't impact everything. And one of the things that we've added to Omni is it's so smooth when I just have to click 14 buttons to do a thing. So within a location, I can change my distributors and I can set the prioritization of distributors. So I can say that I want Lunar to be my primary distributor and Penguin Random House to be my secondary distributor. What that means is that if something isn't carried by Lunar and it is carried by Penguin Random House, then it will, that's where my orders will show up. We're adding more distributors as well. I want to add, I'm not even going to list them, but there's a half dozen or so book market distributors that we want to add very soon. So the idea will be you can choose primary, secondary distributors, and then you'll still be able to go into the publisher setting and specifically choose somebody for a specific publisher. But one of the main things that this will do is when Lunar adds like a really, really small publisher that we may not have on our listings, right now those fall into other publishers and they just never surface. So this way you don't have to kind of babysit the publisher thing. You can babysit your distributors more. And then that will tell you what is available from whom. So I do want to eventually give you more notification that like, okay, you've only got 2 distributors, so this is all the products that you won't have access to, just to let you know. But yeah, we'll figure that out down the road. But really, the goal is to get to make it so that things don't fall through the cracks that are available from distributors, which is happening right now. Yeah, orders, because I've done my FOC orders using the system now, and it's actually a little bit easier. So your subscriptions and pre-orders get pulled in automatically. You can change a shelf copy and then generate a purchase order, which also creates your upload files. And we're going to start tracking your orders, like what you've got on order, a lot better than what we've done in the past, which will also mean that when I order 43 copies of Absolute Wonder Woman, I'll know that I ordered 20 from Penguin Random House and 23 from Lunar over the course of 5 different purchase orders. Not that that's happened recently to me, but if it were to happen, at least now I know. See, and we've got things like setting the colors on your storefront, your exchange table, and all this navigation is going to get kind of reshuffled a little bit because right now it's basically just surfacing everything that we've built for this part so far. Let's see. I'm gonna take a breather here and see if there's stories, questions. When you set up that subscription ending feature, will it take into account the issue already passed and ordered on FOC? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but if somebody... So the use case for this is specifically, people often say to us that they want to have an arc of a series, right? So I just want the Green Arrow, Absolute Green Arrow year one, the first 6 issues or whatever. Like, so this will let you do that. Or the one that we had recently was from my store. Somebody just wanted Amazing Spider-Man from like issue 26 to 29. So that will let them set a start and end date. It would be great if this was in a phone app format. Yeah, that would be great. I'll look into hiring a separate team to build a phone app. If we get enough, if we have enough cause to build phone apps, I would love to, but honestly, like, it's just extra work that, like, every website, every phone has a web browser, and if you make a good web browser, then you don't need a phone app for things like that. All it really does is limit the amount of things that are on the screen usually.
When I've been looking around on a phone, it scales perfectly fine. Like, it's all, especially comic previews and any of the Oryx facing stuff, it's meant to scale for a phone, and especially from the customer side, it's a lot nicer than any of the options we have now.
The question is, this is for shops that don't use Managed Comics for Shopify. So in the beginning, it's going to be for Oryx, but we're going to add all these features to Ordo. That's kind of part of the roadmap. So because we had to rebuild everything, we rebuilt it on the platform that was most broken right now, and then we will, and not most broken, just it's the platform that we literally hack the Shopify guts out of, and this is the part that we need to add. So all these features will come to Ordo just a little bit later. Will there be an additional charge for this? No, it's the same price as current Managed Comics, so no additional charges. Customers that request multiple covers, your choices are usually A and B other than requesting one specific cover. Yes and no. So it's super dangerous to add more than one cover, because if you let somebody subscribe to the F cover and the F cover doesn't exist, what happens? Do they not get it? And one of the things that's really confusing for both retailers and for us is one of our options is do not or replace with a cover if cover not available. I think that's how it's worded. But that doesn't mean that replace with the A cover if you don't order the F cover, right? It just means that if it doesn't actually exist, if it only goes A, B, C, D, E, then, you know, they can't subscribe to it. So I think better than that is the option to swap covers. And if somebody wants to subscribe to multiple covers, then they would probably have to talk to their retailer. And we'll make that an option on the retailer end, but I don't think it makes a ton of sense to make it available on the customer end. Lunatech asks if it will be available at Shopify stores in the future. Yes. Could we we export series and then issue-based CSV files for customer lists? I'm not sure if I understand that question. Yes, absolutely. You can do that right now, Joe. If you go to Comic Previews, you can look up anything and it'll show you all the distribution options for it. When adding pulls to a customer, I'd love to add either a subscription or a special order from a single page. You can now, but yeah, that's definitely something. You can either choose to subscribe or to special pre-order anything that's in the thing. We have a few customers who want all covers and are trusted with orders for more expensive variants. Yep, and that'll be an option on the back end, but not on the front end. I don't think adding all covers is safe on the front end, so I think that's something that admins should have to approve. I always believe in like giving admins more power than a person on a website. I think that has us caught up here. From separate pages. So I just want to reiterate this. When adding pulls to a customer, I'd love a way to either add a subscription or a special order from a single page. When you add pulls to a customer right now, it comes up. So I go into Bob Smith, and then in Bob Smith I say add Absolute Green Arrow, and I can choose to either pre-order a specific cover or subscribe to the series right there without going to a second one. With Absolute Batman 20, we're giving our pull box customers who initially ordered cover A a free replacement prior to notifying the entire pull box mailer. I went through and, oh no. There will be an option for starting issue number, yes. Joe, you got cut off there. So you went through and, yeah, we do have, in our emails, we have a targeted email list too, so you can actually send it out to specific customers who get a thing. Oh, there we go. So the second half of that is copy and pasted them into a Google spreadsheet. I was just wondering if it's possible to export a list of customers so that we could have a kind of snapshot of who is subscribed to pre-order. Sure. I don't know what that looks like, but sure. Anything's possible, Joe. Anything's possible. Yeah, and you could export your pull list because it's available as a CSV. You can grab that CSV of the pull list and have all your Absolute Batman, which is a great idea. I'm actually going to do that tonight because, yeah, I have to do the same thing. I love it when something new happens and we have to figure out how to deal with it. This industry is nothing if not ensuring that I will always have a job. And you too, Max. And you too. So some people have asked what the timeline on this looks like. So right now we're here. We're solidifying and finalizing a lot of our data. We have basically rebuilt our import tool from scratch, and we're just like making sure that all of the new ingests are going to go according to plan. There's a bunch of little retailer tools. So I've done my FOCs on Omni and I know that they're working, but we also need to add initial orders, which we don't have right now. And then we need to add the check-in process, but that stuff's pretty close. There's some stuff on the customer tools that we still need to polish. It's getting really, really close. And like Mike made massive improvements today alone. And then we'll probably launch to about 6 beta stores for Oryx. So if you're an Oryx store and you'd like to get on the beta list, let me know. Just send an email to Max at help@managedcomics.com and he'll add you to the beta list. From there, we'll fix the beta problems and then we'll begin rolling this out to all the Oryx stores. After that, I think we'll tweak our Lightspeed integration in Omni because it's going to need a little bit of tweaking. So this is really going to be RMH stores that we're going to roll out to. We're also working on a connector with a third party that will roll out at the same time. And then once we're done all that, then we'll work on the changes we have to do for Ordo, which are a little more complicated because we have to do a lot of Shopify compliance. And I don't think we're going to build it in Polaris, which is their language anymore, because they keep changing it, and we can't be building things on shifting sands like they keep building. So we will abide by all of their API rules, just probably not their design language, because I think ours looks better, frankly. So yeah, those that have asked when will it be done, TBD. We're moving fast, but we're also moving really responsibly. We could just turn things on tomorrow and half it would be broken, and that's no good for anyone. So we got to do things right, and we've had to go back a couple times and refactor how things were done, because frankly the industry has changed radically in the last 18 months, and we're trying to catch up with that and make sure that what we're building is flexible for the future. Yeah, we've made a ton of progress, but there's lots to do, and the other half of this is managed comics is still stable. I know everybody wants customer tools for Oryx, but they can't just be bolted onto it because it's an entirely different front-facing system. So that's kind of where we are right now. I think that might be everything I have to share in slides. Does anybody have any questions for us? So we're going to be sending out an email about this, and we'll be probably doing at least monthly follow-ups, maybe even bi-weekly. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is get rid of this stupid Riverside thing and go back to StreamYard because it was way better. I've mentioned this in the previous emails, but getting customer access to your customers have access to comic previews right now. Just send them to comicpreviews.com. The only thing we don't have right now is subscription tools. We just can't build those and just turn them on tomorrow. Like, we're working through that, and this all has to be part of the same tool. What are the main advantages of staying with Shopify? If you have an integrated Shopify store and you are using the online tools, then that's your main advantage of staying with Shopify. Otherwise, if you're not using online tools, you probably don't need Shopify. We didn't have that as an option before, but we certainly do now. Comic Previews launched, I want to say, in January. So yeah, it's been pretty feature complete since then. Like I said, the only thing that's missing is the subscriber tools. But yeah, it's like I've been using it myself personally on the store for for my own store, just to like research things for months. So yeah, it's good.
I find it a lot easier to go through comic previews than click through the Shopify integrated aspect now, especially the creator stuff. Like, it's I feel like the main benefit among many is that it highlights the industry as a whole. I think the creator stuff is the coolest part to me, that you can click through, see what your favorite creator's doing, and send a customer that too.
Yeah, that's our big goal, is really like to improve discovery overall, like, because discovery is just so hard to do, like just finding what is new. And we've got a lot of plans for this that I don't really want to share yet, but there's plans to get, just imagine all of the things that publishers offer to other places that should be with their product. So a good example is, I'll go Absolute Green Arrow. So Absolute Green Arrow, there is a trailer right now for issue number 1. So that trailer, to me, should live on the issue number 1 page somewhere, so that people can find it. And then there should be some sort of like way of identifying that this has a trailer, or maybe it also has a 6-page preview. We should be able to like show those previews as well. We have a lot of those tools kind of built into the back end. We just haven't surfaced them to the front end because we haven't had a place to put those things. So this definitely gives us a lot more options that we didn't have previously. Yeah, and like you said, Max, like I actually just like it to use it when I'm, so if I need to know, some distribution data about a title, like I can find the different codes quicker here than I can searching even on Lunar's site. So I use this site quite a bit. It also can search by UPC code. So I will use it to scan a UPC code and see what that title is, which sometimes gives me the order code so that I can order the thing. But yeah, I find it super useful right now. So hopefully other people can get some use out of it. Yeah, there will be a option for starting issue number. I guess that's it. Well, I hope that was informative. I hope people enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed meeting Max. Be kind to him. Don't be mean. I've already thought I was going to have to jump in on a couple of conversations because I didn't like the way they were going. But
No, everybody's great.
yeah, no, it's been very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're available most of the time.
Yeah.
If it's the weekend or a holiday, maybe give it some time. But other than that, we're there a lot, and we're working on some things too to have some other kind of community interactions. So I think I don't know. If anyone just wants to reach out and chat about something too, we're there.
Yeah, for sure. One more question here. For comic previews, will there be order guides for crossover events? Yeah, Max and I are talking right now about like storylines and that kind of stuff, because we actually built that into GeekFetch like years ago. We just, at the beginning of Comet, one of the goals was to get that as a publisher like provided field, but it really hasn't happened yet. So it's probably something for us to resurface. But yeah. Thanks, Sean. I think that was supposed to be texted to me. That's awesome. All right, folks. I think that's going to do it. Max, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Yeah, thank you.
And I don't know how I'm going to turn this off. If there's like a way that I can easily, quietly turn it off, but I'll give it a shot. Thanks, bud. All right, folks, I'm going to hit a media thing and see if this will actually play. It may not, and this may be a terrible way of ending things, but we'll see.
Meanwhile, at Manage Comics, coming to you from a secret underground lair, these dedicated heroes discuss the business of comics, industry news, comic book retail issues, and the latest developments from Manage Comics. They are promoters of comics, champions of small business, and four-color heroes. They are the Manage Comics team.